Bob Weir, R.I.P. Oh man, so sad to have lost him. But glad you guys are here tonight with us because we're talking voiceover. We are talking about really valuable skill that's going to help you so much in your voiceover work, a skill that I wish I knew more about when I was starting out. But first, let me say hi to Ms. Donna over in our
Hey,
support desk in
hello, Susan. Hi, everybody.
in Texas.
Indeed.
Magnolia. You still living in Magnolia? You just moved?
We're technically kind of on the border between Magnolia and Montgomery in
Okay.
a new development area.
Mhm.
So it's called Magnolia Springs,
Okay.
which
Mhm. Are
sounds
there
lovely, doesn't it?
are there springs there? It's Texas.
Oh, we're in a foresty kind of hilly area. So
Oh,
yeah.
that's so nice.
It's beautiful.
It is. Yeah. So great to have everybody with us tonight. It's winter here in the Northeast. Starting to get a little raggedy around the edges in a cold January day. But we're here tonight to have some fun and be together and talk all about your future and all things voiceover. So I'm naming this training, Donna, this spotlight training, the number one voice acting skill that beginners need to know. Just because it's a skill that I didn't have when I started, and I wished I did. And that's why I'm making sure that we bring it to you. And that skill, my friend, is improv. And we're going to learn tonight about exactly what this has to do with your voiceover business and how you can utilize it to actually book more jobs and be a better performer. So, quick reminder, turn your phone off so it doesn't distract you, get it out of the way. And let me also remind you about our podcast. It is called the Great Voice Podcast. Sorry, we ran out of creative juice to name it, but it's a fantastic show. We're now in our second season. My producer, Selena Matreger, is doing an incredible job with it. And what this podcast is actually the reason you guys should listen is it's not just about me, but it's about you. In every podcast episode, I interview and coach two members of the Great Voice community. So when you listen, you get an absolutely free masterclass in voiceover technique as I coach these two individuals. So we're in our second season. It's so much fun and really instructive if you want to be a voice talent. So Great Voice Podcast, it's everywhere you get your podcasts. From Apple to Spotify, you name it, it's there. Also, we have just updated our website. And what that means for you is you will now see all the resources we offer, calendar, easy access to our member portals, and so much more, all in one place. And it is at greatvoice.com. So just when you get a minute, go on over there and check it out. Now, tonight, Donna, this is about how to use improv skills to comfortably ace auditions and directed sessions. Now, what's a directed session? A lot of people might not know that because we have new people on the line. A
Mhm.
directed session means when you get the job, there's somebody in your headphones and they'll be remote because they're not live anymore, but they're coming in remotely into your headphones, directing you and telling you what to do. And they're going to throw direction at you. And if you don't know how to give them what they want, it's not going to look too good and you might not get hired again. So, this is the performance piece of voiceover we're going to focus on tonight. And these improv skills that you're going to learn are really, really going to help you do this without getting confused, stuck, doing it wrong, or getting nervous. So, you will discover what this means to your auditions, how to sound like a pro behind the mic, a fun, easy way. So much fun to do some improv. Give those voice buyers exactly what they want without feeling nervous or afraid. How to loosen up and feel more comfortable. Because you might think you're loose, but the second you get a script and you're behind the mic and a red light is on and you're recording, a lot of times people clam up, don't they, Donna?
Oh yeah. That freeze like a deer in the headlights.
There you go. So these skills are going to really help you not do that and unleash your creativity and voiceover potential. And I am so excited because we've got a really great actor that is going to teach you all about improv. Her name is Remy O'Brien. She's a member of our community, but she's also getting a lot of work these days. And so she's going to actually teach that class for us. We're going to tell you all about it before we close tonight. So there's new people on the line, I'm sure. I didn't ask who's brand new. So if you've never been here before, would you come into the chat and say new, as we always do, so we can welcome you? So just put "that's me, I'm new" in the chat, and we'll say hi. Hey, Lisa.
Lisa,
Lisa. Lisa Harris. So's Dr. Connie.
Dr.
Look at
Connie,
this. So's
Diana,
Diana.
Lisa Kaiser,
The Reverend Joe.
Reverend David. All
Yep.
right. Welcome.
Yep.
Lisa, another Lisa, Lisa Hamill,
And
Jen, and iPhone, and I am, and Randy,
Cassandra.
and Shelley.
Shelley.
Yeah.
It's so nice, guys.
Awesome.
Welcome.
Libby, Dave.
Dave is having fun so far.
Mhm.
Oh, good. I started strong, huh, Dave? Good.
And Lorraine Darling. I
Lorraine.
love that. That is a wonderful name.
That is a
Lorraine
great
Darling.
name. Steve's been here before, but that's
He's a
okay.
repeat offender.
Gail
Gail
is
is
new.
new.
Oh, this
Hmm.
is so fun. All right.
Mildred. Mildred is new, new, new.
So because you
Yes,
don't know
ma'am.
me, I'm the signature voice of Citibank. I was the voice of AT&T for many years. I come from a radio background. I was on the Howard Stern show, actually. I am a working professional voice talent, though I've done this for over 30 years. I do voiceovers every single day. And I founded greatvoice.com to help you. This is the place where we help launch successful voiceover careers. And we've done that for over 30 years. We've lost count of how many people we've helped, Donna. But we're so glad you guys are here. We really are honored to have you. I've written a couple of books. One of them you probably have, which is Voiceover Secrets Exposed. I also wrote Speak to Influence, How to Unlock the Hidden Power of Your Voice. And I have been featured on major media like the New York Times, CNBC, and ABC News. Now, although you are excited about doing this, does the thought of doing voiceovers make you feel just a little uptight and nervous? Come in the chat. I'm reading your mind. I think it might. Just say a
Little.
little.
Yes. No. Yes. Yes.
Not
Not
me,
me.
Shelley. Shelley's an
Yes. Yes.
extrovert.
Just a bit. A little yep at times.
Sometimes.
Yes and
Yes and
no.
no.
The tech side. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Not me,
Hmm.
Brian. Yeah.
Jen
So
is a radio host. Jen can talk. Yes.
all right, well, we get it. So that's why I'm doing this. The
Mhm.
majority of you have microphones in your stomach because you've never done this before, and you're like, "What the heck?" And maybe you've recorded yourself behind the mic, and you listen, and you're like, "Oh my God, I sound so flat. Is that me? I need to loosen up." Well, that's what tonight is all about: how to boost your creativity, get a comfortable, inspired performance, and do that each and every time. Inspiration, you guys. There's competition out there, and the last thing you want is to sound like everyone else. Now, if you've started auditioning, now I know some of you guys have already gone on like voices.com and Voice 123 or maybe some other sites where you have a script and you're kind of like at a loss for what to do with it in an audition. Has that ever been you? Have you ever been at a loss for what to do with a voiceover script? If you've had one in your hands? Or not Glenn. Yep,
Not
says
Glenn.
Steve.
Steven says, yep.
A
Hmm.
little bit. It's
Hmm.
scary. I remember that feeling, Donna.
Yep. And Shelley, a lot of people are probably in the same boat. They haven't done one yet.
Once with the voice is not me.
Yeah.
Or maybe when you hear your voice back, you're like,
Hmm.
hmm,
Oh,
everything
I
stays
still
the
don't.
same,
Yeah, I hear my voice. It still doesn't sound like me in my
doesn't it?
ears, but I can be more objective about it after training.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, well, let's talk about improv because this is the skill that's going to help you so much. What is it? It's a form of live performance where actors create the dialogue, the characters, the story, and the action spontaneously on the spot without a script or a prior rehearsal. And you've probably heard, I'm sure, of all of these famous actors. Well, they got their start in improv troupes. Maybe you've heard of Second City. Have you heard of Second City in Chicago? A lot of these guys came from there. Bill Murray, Robin Williams, Amy Poehler, Tina Fey, Steve Carell, Stephen Colbert, Melissa McCarthy, Will Ferrell, the actor Jordan Peele, et cetera, et cetera. Almost everybody has taken improv at one time or another. So this really can help your voiceover because you might be thinking, well, I'm not on camera, but you are on. You are acting. And what this means to you is that when you have these skills under your belt, you will bring original ideas even though you're reading a script. So there's never one right way to do a voiceover. There's the way that delights the voice buyer. There's the way that gets them look up from their soup and go, I like that voice. They sound alive. They sound different. They sound original, reading the same words everybody else is reading. And that means you will be able to do memorable auditions that stand out. And, an audition can be life-changing. And you exude positive energy in the booth. You're having fun and you sound like it. And that makes you magnetic. When you sound confident, when you sound like you love being there, it's irresistible to the listener. And another challenge we have in voiceover, so when you start auditioning, I know a lot of you guys haven't done that yet, you have an opportunity to do multiple takes. Well, a big challenge that newcomers have is that all their takes sound the same. Well, when you have these improv skills, the additional takes are easy to do and they're varied. And that means you have a greater chance of actually booking the job. And agents perk up when they see that you have been trained in improv because they like actors. Nobody likes announcers anymore. Nobody wants announcers. They want voice actors. And actors understand and know improv. And these directed sessions I was talking about, sooner or later, somebody is going to direct you in a voiceover, and they're a breeze because you now know how to play, how to give the voice buyer what they want. So, what this means for you is that you will have lots of ideas for characters. Does anybody here want to do audiobooks? Let's do it like a little poll of the room, Donna. Come in the chat and tell me, if you're new and you don't know what you want to do in voiceover, that's okay. But let me know, right? Audiobooks, video games, audio dramas. This is the new thing. Commercials, whatever you think you want to do, come in the chat and tell us. Oh, look at this. Okay. Podcast, sure. You know, who wants to listen to a dull podcast where the host is not having fun
Yep.
and sounding interesting?
Yep. Lots of audiobooks and commercials, audio
Children's books.
dramas.
Yep.
Yep. Audio dramas, cartoons, animation, video games. Yep. Oh,
It's
you're going to
great.
do audio, animation, video games, and audio dramas. You definitely need this skill.
You need improv. And it's
Hmm.
easier to try new things and take risks, helps you loosen up,
Hmm.
and it really helps you gain confidence. So there are four keys to improv. I'm going to walk you through some of those right now. The first key is yes and, which means whatever you are given, and you're going to be given a lot of strange stuff, you will say yes to it and build on the copy and direction instead of resisting it. So, I have a confession to make. Over the years that I've been doing this, I've gotten plenty of scripts where secretly I was going, "Oh, these people must be kidding. There's no way," But we can't do that. We have to roll with what we've been given. Now, do you know that I was the voice of the irritable bowel hotline? I was, Donna.
I love this story.
I don't know
It
if I'm
cracks
going to
me up.
tell
You
the
guys
whole
are,
story. Well, this is not this was a medical thing.
uh-huh.
It was a drug trial. And, I had to go with it because this, what it was, these were people who were on a drug trial for irritable bowel syndrome. It's a serious problem.
Yes.
And they had to call a phone line and report in on the state of their stool since they've been on this medication. So I had to read the description. If fluffy like a cloud, press 1. If hard like a walnut, press two. If smooth like a snake, press three. And I kid you not, you guys. And I could not stop laughing. I know it's serious. I know it's a bad condition, but I could not stop laughing. And I had to muster up all my improv skills to really get into the mindset that I was, a helpful mindset and get over it and not resist what this was. I've also had some really, it's true, Dave Clark gave me a real
Mhm.
smiley face, really. And then I've had other commercial things that I've had to read for that were really quite stupid but sold a lot. And it was somebody's baby. Somebody invested a lot of money in the product. Think Shark Tank, right? All those
Mhm.
things that they advertise there. So
Topsy tails and
Topsy Tail was
Jaffa
another one. So I did, if you remember years ago, Topsy Tail was a plastic ponytail holder that you would put your ponytail through and create fabulous hairstyles. So I was the voice that said, if you are getting bored with your hair, don't despair. Now there's an exciting new look with Topsy Tail, right? So that thing was
Yep.
huge. I just made the session fee, but the client made millions of dollars. And so I had to like go for it. When
Mhm.
I was doing that spot, I had to get like really excited. I had to use the improv technique of yes and this, like you never say yes, no. So that's huge. How to
Mhm.
how to stick with it, build on the copy and the direction instead of resisting it. Now,
Mhm.
obviously, we're not making words up in voiceover. We're
Right.
stuck to the script. We must say the words on the page. But you can add emotion, you can add feeling, you can add physicality, body language
Mhm.
to help bring the
It's
words off the
huge when building a character for the voice, to decide how am I going to sound as I'm saying this. Improv is a big thing for
It's
that.
huge. It's huge.
Yeah.
And, we often, Donna, are given a chance to do multiple takes, like I was just saying.
Hmm.
And so you need to do those in a way that's new and fresh that nobody else is going to be doing. So, yes, and is the first key. The second is commit fully to what you're doing. And this, when I coach beginners, Donna, I see this a lot. People will start reading a script and in the middle they go, oh, no, 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 I'm screwing that up. And they come out of character. So
Hmm.
once you go down that road and you choose a character that you want to do or a way you want to read the script, stay in character.
Hmm.
Stay in character until you do a second take. Then you try something else because confidence sells more than accuracy. Another thing I see newcomers do is they're reading a script, they're in character, it's a great character, and they miss a word and they stop and they go, I missed a word. No, you guys. So if you're in character in an audition, just stick with it. Even if you miss a word, keep going. Always keep going. Commit fully to the script.
Hmm.
Keep going. Later, you could always do another take and edit it in. Voiceover is not live. Isn't that wonderful?
My
It's
favorite thing about it.
it is. I mean, imagine, Donna, if we had a school teaching people how to be on camera. You guys have to worry about hair, makeup, lighting every day. You don't in voiceover. We all make millions of mistakes. And in fact, the commercials that you hear on TV and radio are all edited a million times, but it's seamless, so we don't know. So confidence sells more than accuracy when you are auditioning, when you're talking to voice buyers, be fully committed and go for it. Third is listen and react. Now, this is interesting. So if you're doing improv and you're on stage or for a movie or for comedy, you're probably playing against another actor, not in voiceover. We're alone. So how do we do that? Well, there's always someone behind the mic. So the first thing we teach is how to conjure that person up and
Hmm.
imagine their reactions to you. So I call this the imaginary dialogue technique. You guys can take a note because this is the one thing that's really, really going to help you in your reads. So anything you say, you imagine that somebody's reacting to you. So that I was just, goofing around with that topsy tail spot. It starts with, if you're getting bored with your hair, don't despair. So I would be like the imaginary dialogue where the listener would be saying, oh, Donna, I just can't do a thing with my hair. It's the same hairdo every day, and then I respond, Oh, if you're getting bored with your hair, don't despair. See what I'm saying? There's an imaginary
Hmm.
person always in dialogue with you, and you get to make up the lines of the imaginary person. You're not saying them, but you're hearing them in your head, and everything you say in the script is in response to what you're hearing in your head. Come on the chat and tell me that makes sense. What a great idea. THAT.
Lots of people writing around. Makes sense.
MAKES. Here we
Yes.
go.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's you'll be
Absolutely.
amazed at what this listen and react exercise does to your reads. It helps a lot. So that's the third key of improv. It's like mumbling in, yeah, but you really are
Hmm.
pulling another person, an imaginary person that you're listening to and reacting to, even though there's no one there. Do you remember the actor Bob Newhart, you guys? He
Hmm.
was so good. He had a TV show. He was so funny. His shtick was imaginary phone conversations. So he would be on the phone with somebody and have a whole dialogue, and you really, really could almost hear the voice of the other person, but nobody was there. This is listen and react. Remember that? He was so great. And that's the idea here. All actors really have mastered this skill. And then the fourth one is play and take risks. Well, that sounds easy for us to do. We're sitting here, we're not on mic and we're not recording. Well, you have my permission to be silly, be wrong, do the unexpected, because sometimes the left turn, something that's completely opposite and weird, is the take that's going to get the job. I'm reminded of Justin Guarini. So Justin, you probably heard of him, right? He was on um Don.
First season of American
Yeah, thank you.
Idol, and then he came back and coached a couple years back, and
Right,
he's been
right.
on Broadway like eight,
Like
seven or eight
crazy.
different
Yeah, yeah.
musicals.
So
Yeah.
so we did a workshop with him. He's a friend of mine. He's a great guy. He was the voice of the character Little Sweet in the Diet Dr. Pepper commercials.
Yes.
Did you see him? Remember? He did that for like 8 years. Who knows
Yes.
Justin Guarini?
Little
Little
sweet.
Sweet. Little Sweet. Yeah.
Yes.
So he tells the story. What a that this guy, he knows all about playing and do you know who he is? Yeah, there we go. Jeff Sherman knows who he is. So he was
Hmm.
like a little midget guy that would pop up and tell you about, and he would be in crazy costumes and all this. So he told a story about how he got that gig, which was actually life-changing for him and his family. He made hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars doing that character
Hmm.
when he showed up at the audition, he's like nobody looked like him. He was just gonna like go for it and have and entertain himself if nobody else.
Yep. He decided to have fun with it.
Yeah, like because what the heck? He was like, I'm just not gonna get this. There's no way. So he put on there were some props around like funny scarves and things, and he was imagining if he could be like a rock star, a cross between John Bon Jovi and Keith Richards. And he like literally grabbed a fake microphone and slid into the camera on his
Yep.
knees and started singing and going crazy. He took
Uh-huh.
a huge risk, did something completely unexpected, and he booked the job. And it
Yep.
changed his life. So, you know, that is, you just got to go for it. And this is the fun part in
Mhm.
voiceovers. So that's the fourth key, play and take risks. Now, the day there was no script. This, you guys, happens more than you might imagine. I've had it happen a few times to me. I once went to an audition on Madison Avenue where I got there and they said, there are all these other women and they said, all we want, it's for a candy bar and we just want you to say, ooh, ah. I kid you not. And they had us say, ooh, ah, all these different ways. And I didn't book it. How humiliating. I couldn't even say ooh and ah. Another time they were just looking for a voice type and they said, okay, there's no script, but we're looking for the voice of a mom. And it was again, I was there live. That was back in the day. We don't go live anywhere anymore. But they said, okay, just pull a book off the shelf and read something. And I pulled off a book and it was In Cold Blood by Truman Capote, which is a book about a horrible murder. And they're like, okay, just read this like a mom. And I was like, what? But that was a real improv exercise. You go for it and you work with what you've got. Just some examples that why improv really helps loosen you up and deal with anything. So the question you should be asking now is, how do I put this to work in my own voiceover business, even if I am brand new and just starting out? Donna, this is the training I wish I had more than anything when I was starting. I came from radio. I never had an acting class in my life. And the truth is, you don't need to take years and years of acting. Now, some of you guys may have done that. Maybe you went to school or you do community theater, or maybe you've even been in movies and TV, but you don't need that. But you do need a good, solid course to give you the basics and help you out. And to do that, you can try to figure it out by trial and error, or get a speed start with a proven formula, like we always do with a trusted coach to look over your shoulder. So it isn't for people who are unwilling to present themselves professionally, anybody unreliable, who enjoy tricky or manipulative sales and marketing practices, or want to simply get rich quick. So, who should take this class, Donna? Well, number one, aspiring audiobook narrators, and I know there are a lot of you on the line. Number two, anyone who wants to do commercials. There's so much opportunity to spice up your auditions. New talent, and especially people who want to do video games and the new thing, audio dramas. They're like those old-timey radio shows, but brought into 2026. That's a thing now, you guys, and a lot, and podcasts too. A lot of people are booking their early jobs with those types of things. So this is a class that's really going to help. And even e-learning voice actors who want to do the straight stuff, for corporation, but you want to gain confidence because you're always acting. Even when you're reading, say, a technical training piece about educating forklift operators, like you might do
Mhm.
in e-learning, well,
Mhm.
they put little vignettes in these scripts, little vignettes. Like you're a manager, somebody's having an issue, you have to coach somebody. You need to
Mhm.
know how to voice act. It's never
Mhm.
ever just reading a script. We are
Absolutely.
always in character. So I consider this, Donna, a fundamental class.